Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Caster Classes. Today we are going to explore different ways to take input in Java. We will cover a scanner, buffer reader, console, and command line arguments, in which we'll see the advantages and the disadvantages, and we'll see when to use each and which one is the best for different scenarios. So, let's get started. So, uh, I have created four classes: input 1, which is for scanner; input 2, which is for buffered; input 3, which is for console; and input 4, which is for command line arguments. Okay, now let's start with the scanner class. So the scanner class, it is best for the general user input. Okay, whenever to take some simple user input in simple programs. Okay, for creating interactive console applications, so then we can use this scanner class. The advantages of using the scanner class to take input is that it is easy to use and it supports multiple data types. Suppose you can take input in integer format, also in double, in string. Okay, so it supports different data types. Then second, it supports parsing directly. Okay, means you can uh, parse the input uh, directly without conversion. Okay, so that you can do in this. Then there are some disadvantages also of using the scanner class. The first one is that it's slightly slower, okay, than the buffer reader. Then the next one is that whenever you are using next int and next double, so it will leave a new line character. So what will happen when, after using a next int and next double, if you are going to use a next line, so then it can cause issues with, suppose it will automatically take the input. So the next line will be not able to take the input. Okay. So this is a side issue in using the scanner class. Okay. Now let's see the program for that. So first of all, we have to import the scanner class. So the scanner class is present in Java utility. Okay. So util dot scanner. Now we have successfully imported it. Now what we have to do, let's create the main. Okay. Main function, main method. Now in this, we will first of all call the class scanner, and then we'll create an object of this class. Okay, then we'll call the constructor, and now in this constructor, inside the constructor, we have to give a parameter that is system.in. Okay, so we have to mention that we are taking input. Okay, so we have to mention this always. Now you can take different types of inputs. Okay, now what do you mean by different types of inputs? I've already mentioned. Suppose there are methods present with this scanner class. So first of all, let me just print a message that, suppose, enter a number. Okay, enter a num. And then I'll do what? I'll create a int num equals to, then I'll use the object scanner dot next int. Okay, so for taking input of integer value, there is a method called as next int, which is present in this scanner class. So with the object of scanner, you can use it. And then there is, suppose, now I'll copy paste this thing, and I'll take the input for uh, double value. Okay, so I'll create this as double. I'll make this a d. Okay, now I have to change the method from next int to next double. Okay, now it will take the input in double. Now I'll again copy this. Now we'll take a string. Okay, so enter a string. Let's create a string variable of string data type. So let's take a str. Okay, and here you have to use next line. Okay, now I'll do what? I'll just simply uh, print both first of all, let's print the num plus t plus str. Okay, let's print these three things. Okay, and let's see if it is working or not, or if there is some issue. So what is the issue? Okay, so enter a num, I'll enter 5. Enter a double value, I'll enter 4.5. Okay, okay, now you will see. Okay, it's doing the addition between them. So what I have to do, we'll need to give a space between them. Yeah, it basically is just doing the addition because they were the integer values. Both of their num value. Okay, now you will see 4 and 5.0. I've given 5, but it is a double value, so it zero point 0 is automatically there. Okay, so yeah, now you will see enter a string, but we got the output. It is not asking us for giving the for entering for it is not asking for the input. It's just directly giving us the result. Means the issue I have told you, the disadvantage, whenever you use a next int or next double, it gives us a new line character. Okay, so what happens when it gives us the uh, new line character? Then basically this next line method will do what? It will take that new line character. Okay, it will take that new line character as its input. So that's why it is the input has been taken. So that's why you will see the input is present here. Okay, that is the thing. So this is the issue. Now to solve this issue, to resolve this issue, what you can do, you can just simply scanner dot next line. So you will take one more next line method, okay, and you are not going to store it anywhere. So this next line method will consume that. Uh, okay, you have to keep it here. So this next line method is going to consume the new line character, which is b, which has been which this next double method has just left it. Okay, so that will be catched by this next line method. Okay, so then that will be then this next line method will be work perfectly. Let's see how it will work. So again, I have run the okay. Let's give 6, 7.6. Now it is asking us for the string input, and now you'll see 6, 7.6, and hello world has been printed. Okay. Now one more thing, whenever you are opening the scanner, so whenever you're opening it, so close it also. Okay. For small programs, it's not going to do that much, but for larger programs, for suppose if you're working on a uh, application, if you're creating, so then it's a good habit to close it. Okay, so there will be less chances of some misconstruct coding. Okay, now when to use when to use the scanner. Okay, when to use this scanner class. See, uh, it is suitable for simple user input programs. Okay, when you have simple programs, so then you can use this. Then for applications where the input is interactive, where you have to take the input in an interactive area, you have to take, suppose you are creating a form, so then there you can use this. Suppose if you're using a GUI, and in that you have to ask for a name, for a username, for a age, so then you can use different types of methods are present, so then you can use this. Okay, but if you are using it for large inputs, suppose in competitive programming, okay, or with reading files, so then it is not recommended. Okay, so then you don't need to use a scanner class. So then what to use? So then we'll go to our next class, that is the buffer reader. Okay, so then you can use the buffer reader. So this buffer reader is best for fast input processing. Okay, then large inputs and for competitive programmings. So let's start. Now, what is the advantages of it? It is faster than the scanner, okay, because it reads input in bulk. So it can read input in bulk. So that's why it is faster than the scanner class. Then uh, it takes less memory consumption, okay. So memory is also used in less. So that is also one of the most useful advantages of buffer reader. Now, there are some disadvantages also. First disadvantage is that it reads input as a string only, okay. So if you have to, means whatever the input you're going to give, means whatever the user input you are giving, it will be taken as a string format only. So manual conversion is needed. So you have to use, suppose you have to take input for integer, so then you have to manually parse it in integer, or for double, or for whatever other data type is, you have to manually parse it. Okay, so that you have to know it. Then one more disadvantage is that the boilerplate uh, is, compared to the scanner, it's more. Okay, now what do you mean by boilerplate? This is the boilerplate, okay, where you create the object of the scanner class. That is little bit big in the buffer reader. Okay, that we'll see. Okay, so let's see the code now. So first of all, for using the buffer reader, you have to do two, three things. Okay, first of all, you have to import java.io. Okay, and io dot, you can just directly write asterisk, or specifically you can import buffer reader also. So I'm just using importing all the things. Okay, then let's create the main method. Now in the main method, you have to do one thing. Okay, you have to mention exception, that is the IO exception. So I'll not mention it now. I'll just do what? I'll just first write all the programs and then I'll show you. Okay, so let's create the boilerplate now. Okay, so buffer reader. Okay, let me give a reader object here. Now what I have to do here, I'll mention new, then I'll mention buffer reader. Now inside the buffer reader, I have to create an instance of input stream reader. Okay, so this is the extra line which we need, and inside this we have to mention system dot in. Okay, and now everything will be same as that, only the manual conversion that we have to do in extra, so that we'll see that how we can do it. Okay, so first of all, let's just do what, let's inform the user to give some, what input they have to give. So first of all, let's try to give enter a string. Okay, let's start with the string value only. And then now what we have to do, suppose if you have to mm, enter a string, so let's create a string str object. Now you have to directly use the reader dot readline method. Okay, so the method name is readline, you can directly use this method. So this method is used for reading a line of input. And now you can print str, but we'll not print str now, we'll print uh, one more thing. Let's take one more input for integer. Okay, so suppose integer age, or suppose integer a. So now what we have to use, we have to use the integer, then the parseInt method, and now inside the parseInt method we have to take readline. Okay, like this. Now you can see a red line over here. Okay, now I'll tell you why the red line is there. Okay, first of all, let's print this system.out.println. Okay, and here we can print string plus let's print str plus then integer plus a. Okay, now this is it. We don't need to close anything. Okay, that is required in scanner only. Let's run the file and let's see what we are getting. Okay, now you are getting a message shown here that there are two errors, and the message you can get you're getting is unreported exception, java.io.io exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Okay, now you can see the message that it is giving a exception, IO exception is there. Okay, so we can do two things. Either we can catch this exception using try and catch, so that we have not studied yet. Okay, or there is one more method, one more thing, that we can declare it to be thrown, so that the caller method will directly catch it. Okay, so we'll do that. So for that there is a keyword called as throws. Okay, throws, and in this you have to just do IO exception. So basically when we use the buffer reader, then this exception occurs. Okay, so you have to manually catch this exception, or you can declare it so that the whatever the caller class is who is executed, it will handle it. Okay, actually this throws does not handle, so it is mentioned here, you can declare it also or you can catch it also. So we are just declaring it and our work is done. In more detail we'll see it when we'll see handling, exception handling, in our next coming chapters. So in that chapter we'll uh, understand this in more detail. So for now you have to just that we have declared the exception. Okay, so now this will be, now this code is ready to use. You have to just run the code. Okay, it is asking to enter a string. We'll, yeah, so string hello, and then we are getting integer. Okay, so same problem is here also, that whenever we are executing this, so what we'll get, we are basically get two things. Okay, uh, this read line method is also leaving a new character, so that new character is being readed here. So to fix this, okay, you have to just give a new read line, so then you can, okay, use integer. And this is how you have to do manual parsing. Okay, means manual type conversion. So this is basically taking in normal reader.readline method that is used to take in string format. If you have to take it in integer format, then you have to use a method parseInt, which is present in the integer class. Okay, so that is the thing which you have to do. Suppose if you're taking it for double, so you have to again uh, first of all create the variable of double data type, then use the double class, parse double method, and reader dot read line. Okay, so this you have to do always. Now, when to use this buffer reader, that is the main thing, that is the main important thing. So the best choice for whenever you are doing competitive programming, then this is the best choice. Okay, why? Because it gives you speed and efficiency, so that is the main thing. Then it is useful for large scale input processing. Suppose when you are reading files or when you have a data in bulk, so then it is good. Now, it is not ideal for beginners because you have to do, there are many manual parsing here. Okay, so if you are a beginner, you can go with the scanner class because there you have built-in methods. Okay, but if you want to learn, then you can go with this also. Okay, so that is the thing. Now let's move to the next class, that is we have created for console. Now the input taking, it is best because you have to take, it takes input securely. Okay, just like how you take passwords. Okay, then CLI applications. So in CLI command line interface applications, there for taking inputs it is best. Okay, it directly takes the input with the console. So the advantage is that it can read password securely. Okay, with the method read password. So whenever you will use this method, it is not going to display the input on the screen. Okay, so whatever the input here you have seen, that when we are taking the input hello, so hello is seen here. Okay, that we are taking hello. When you use that method in console, it is present in console, so then you will not see what input the user is giving. Okay, so that is the best thing. Then there are some disadvantages also. It is not supported in IDEs. Okay, so in IDEs like Eclipse or IntelliJ, it is not supported. Okay, in IntelliJ you can take the input, but the read password method will not work directly. So you have to do it in, basically you have to do it in the command line thing. Okay, you have to open CMD or in the terminal you have to basically run it. Okay, so I'll show you that how you can run it in terminal. Okay, and it does not work with the GUI applications. Okay, so that is one demerit of this, but with the CLI applications it will run. Okay, now let's see the code for it. Okay, so there is import and it is present in IO. Okay, so we'll import console from the IO. Okay, and let's create the main function. It's very easy. It's just easy like the scanner one. You have to just create console, okay? Then the object of console, and you have to mention here system dot console method. Simple. Okay, and now the object console which you have created, you can use it, okay, to take inputs. So suppose uh, if you want to take input for name, okay, so what you will do, you will write console dot, and then there is a method called as console dot read line. Okay, so the read line is the method. Enter your name, Yeah, you can directly give the user input inside the read line. Okay, so this is one thing. You can print this system.out println name. Now the password thing. So for that we have to create a character array. So I'll create a character array pass, and in this I'll write console and read password. Okay, and for the convenience I'll just simply print it also, so that it will be seen that what we have entered. Okay, but generally it is not done when we read a password, but for now I'll just, for showing you guys, I'll just print out. Okay, now what you have to do, uh, if you'll directly run the file, so okay, it will give you enter name. Okay, so whatever name you are giving, anything, so hello will be printed. Then whatever you're going to write, suppose this is the password. So in normal ID, suppose if it is IntelliJ, so it will not be hidden. Okay, because it is CLI based. So you have to run it either in CMD or you have to go it in terminal. Okay, so running the Java files in terminal, you have to write something. Okay, so first of all, you have to activate the kernel, the compiler. So Java C, and there is a, you have to write the file name. So input underscore three with the extension dot Java. So now the file has been compiled successfully. Okay, so now what you have to do, now when it is compiled, so now you have to run the file. So then you'll write Java and the file name input 3. Now this time you don't need to write the extension. Okay, now it will again ask you to enter, okay, the value. So hello is printed. Now I'm not printed for the password that you enter the password, but okay, it is asking for the password now. Now if I'll write something, okay, it seems like nothing has been written there, but I have written something. Okay, let's press enter. So you'll see I have written my name and then Java there. Okay, so that is the thing. This is the read password method. Okay, this is what it does. Okay, so you can print one, you can put a system out method also, or you can, let's try it. Let's run it one more time. Java C input 3 Java, enter your name. Okay, so let's say Java, enter your password. So let's say, suppose whatever I'll write, it is not going to show you. This is what I have written, so it will be hidden. Whatever we are going to write as a password, so it will be hidden. That is the main thing of when we are reading a password, that it should not be seen to others. So that is the thing. Okay. Now when to use this? So it is very simple. Whenever you have to hide the user input, okay, suppose passwords and all, so then you can use the console. Okay, it is ideal for the command line based applications. Okay, that we have seen already that it will not work with the normal IDEs. Okay, and avoid using it with the IDs because it may not work there. As I have shown you the example how it will not work. If it will work also, then it will not perform its work. Then there is the command line arguments. Okay, now this is best for passing input while running the program. Okay, basically on the automation scripts. So the advantages is that we don't need some user interaction. Okay, for any user interaction is not needed. Okay, so whenever you have to working with automation and some scripts like automation, so then it is good for that. Then it is very simple and requires no additional libraries. Okay, just like in the previous you have seen, we have to import some console, then IO, then scanner. In this you don't need to do anything. Okay, what is the disadvantages of this? That it only works when the input is provided at runtime. Okay, so when whatever the input we are trying to give, we have to give it at the runtime. Okay, so it will be totally dynamic. Okay, and the arguments which will provide, that will be always a string. So again the same thing with, just like the buffer reader, we will be need manual conversion. Okay, we will need conversion. Now let's see main function. Okay, and How to print this? So for printing this, you can use a conditional statement, okay? And you can simply write args dot length if it is greater than 0. So do what? Simply print command line argument, okay, plus args 0, the first argument. And if you have to print the second argument, so let's give a space, then you can print args access. First argument is that present at the 0 location, second one is present at the first location, and so on. What, how many arguments you want to give, you can just mention all of them, are args2, args3, and so on, okay? And in the else, you can provide, simply you can write no arguments given, okay? Yeah, so that's it. Let's again the same thing will happen here also. If you'll directly run the file, so I'll show you. If you will directly run the file, so no arguments given, yeah, that is actual, but we have not given any arguments. So again you have to run this file with the help of the terminal, okay? So first of all, you have compiled this file. So when you will compile it, okay, now when you are running the file, whenever you are writing the name, first you have used the java c to compile the file. Now this time you will give the argument, okay? So now suppose if I want to give hello world, because I'm only considering two inputs, okay? So command line arguments are hello and world, okay? So hello world is getting there, okay? Now I'll show you one more thing. If I'm giving 1 2 3, so this 1 2 3 is not in integer, it is 1 2 3 in string format only. So if you have to convert it, you have to again you have to use that parse and thing, and then you have to convert it. So that you can do, okay? Now when to use this, okay? uh, it is suitable for automation scripts or CLI tools. When you are working with the CLI tools, then you can use it. It is useful when input values are known at runtime, okay, and don't require any user interaction. So then it is useful. It is not useful for interactive programs. If the your program is interactive with the users, so then it is okay. Then it is of no use, or you don't need to use this. So which Java input method is your favorite? Just let me know in the comments below. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next video.